something doesn't work. Your ability to find the right words, any words, and that type of thing.
You may know her as the funny lady from Young Frankenstein. Madeline Kahn dazzled her audience with the little time she had. Her performances were a must-watch for many lovers of her craft. It's why they were heartbroken at the controversies that swirled around her career, leading to her tragic demise. Who is Madeline Kahn, and what happened to her? How bad were the events in her life despite a successful career? Let's walk you through the highlights and tragedy surrounding one of nature's most talented actresses to pass this time zone. Stay tuned. The hit movies. Madeline Kahn was one of the raving stars in the 90s. Her role as Elizabeth in Young Frankenstein brought accolades throughout her career. The 1974 American comedy horror film gave the audience a fresh and new actress who kept them glued to their television screens. They couldn't get over Madeline's acting. She played the role of Frederick's fiancée, while Gene Wilder, who had co-written the screenplay, took the lead role as Dr. Frankenstein, the grandson of Victor Frankenstein. The movie, directed by Mel Brooks, is based on a novel by Mary Shelley. Michael Gruskoff and Mel Brooks' decision to give the movie production a shot was one of their best decisions. Even Brooks admitted Young Frankenstein was one of his finest works. Fans were curious about the actress they had never seen on their screen. Her role was mind-blowing, so much so that the movie raked in $86.2 million at the box office. That was quite impressive for a movie budget of $2.76 million. It ranked 28 on Total Film Magazine's Reader's List of the 50 greatest comedy films of all time, number 56 on the 100 funniest movies, and took the 13th spot on the American Film Institute's list of the 100 funniest American movies. Young Frankenstein was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Sound by the Academy Awards. Its commercial success marked a pivotal moment in Madeline's career. In 2003, she and other stars received recognition from the United States National Film Preservation Board. They said Young Frankenstein was culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant and pushed for its preservation in the Library of Congress National Film Registry. Years later, it was taken up by Brooks and Thomas Meehan as a stage musical. Madeline starred alongside movie legends, including Gene Hackman, Kenneth Mars, and Peter Boyle. Her free-spirited personality helped her a great deal in fitting into the roles she was given. She worked seamlessly with her co-stars. Did you know she also starred in another film that's equally a favorite for her fans? If you watched the character Lily Vaughn in Blazing Saddles, it means you enjoyed Kahn's acting. She was one of the leading characters in the film, with her role as Lily von Stupp. Madeline played the role of a German seductress. Everyone sang her praises for her exceptional acting in the movie Blazing Saddles. They described her performance as legendary and absolutely the best they had seen. The Western black comedy was directed by Mel Brooks in 1974 after his co-written work with the producer of Frankenstein. He wasn't wrong to bring Madeline on board, as her acting was the highlight of the movie. She had many stitches with her rendition of I'm Tired in Blazing Saddles. How iconic is it to see a star feature in 2 movies from a producer? Here's the mind-blowing fact. She also starred alongside Gene Wilder. Their on-set chemistry was so good that Mel Brooks had to cast them in his second film, and it happened all in 1 year. The fans were ecstatic at the news of Madeline gracing their screen with Gene as they relived their roles in Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles are classics for fans who look forward to taking off stress and having a good time after a long day's work. It's not hard to see why fans named Madeline the best supporting actress in both films. They believed no other actress could have done a better job delivering the lines in both movie roles. Madeline was simply exceptional, and there was no question about it. She embodied every character she portrayed to her audience and made it believable. The actress might have had a successful career, but it wasn't all rosy. At some point, she had to go through low times. Her career didn't just kick-start. Even when it did, she faced difficulties. Did it make Madeline consider an exit? Stay tuned to discover what led Madeline to take the big leap and how she navigated years of being an actress despite the obstacles. Rise to fame. It wasn't smooth and easy for Kahn. She faced challenges at different points in her life before her career highlights. She was born Madeline Wolfson on the 29th of September, 1942. Her Jewish parents resided in Boston, Massachusetts at her birth. Her father, Bernard Wolfson, was a garment manufacturer and cared for his family well. She had a happy personal life and was loved and cherished by her family, but it wasn't perfect. At age 2, Madeline's mother, Frida, divorced her father and moved to New York City. The young actress had no choice as she couldn't grasp how drastically her life was changing. Frida moved on from her past and married Kahn. He adopted Madeline, and she took the famous Kahn surname we all knew her by. She also had 2 half-siblings, Jeffrey and Robin. At 6, she had already learned to live on her own. She was sent to boarding school in Pennsylvania. Madeline didn't have much of a present mother while growing up. Frida had dreams that sometimes seemed more important to her than her daughter. While Madeline spent time in boarding school, her mother chased her goal of becoming an actress. Acting seemed to be a natural gift in her family, as Madeline picked up the same interest in high school. She acted in several school productions while at Martin Van Buren High School. After graduating in 1964, she got a scholarship to study drama at Hofstra University. Her passion to be an entertainer made her strive for excellence. She trained to be an opera singer and earned a degree in speech therapy in 1964. After school, Madeline knew she needed money to survive. She was torn between her passion and getting a means of livelihood. Others would have probably put their dreams on hold, but Madeline Kahn chose to juggle both. She auditioned for professional theater while she taught at public schools. The young lady was ready to do whatever it took because acting mattered to her. Madeline also knew she could build her reputation with resilience. It was a joyful moment when she qualified for Actors Equity as a singer in a redo of Kiss Me Kate in 1965. Although it was a small role, she was thrilled that her dreams were falling into place. She also took a step further by working as a singing waitress. It wasn't a fancy job, but it gave Madeline enough tips. This harmless decision led her to be part of a special performance of Candide in honor of Leonard Bernstein's 50th birthday. With each step, she was getting closer to her dreams. Her first Broadway role happened in 1968, where she featured in Leonard Sillman's New Faces. From then on, the theater became a second home for Madeline Kahn. She honed her craft to perfection. The cinema and theater goers who saw her at work were carried away and impressed by how she made it all seem natural. That's how you know a natural-born star. She was the best entertainer for many, and they would do anything to see her funny character play. After her success on Broadway, she began getting attention on the silver screen. Though it was new territory, Madeline had waited for this moment. She was ready to take over the show business. What brought her into the spotlight? For many, it was her exceptional delivery. They loved how she connected with her character and told stories that had them laughing hysterically. She was always in her wits and ready to take roles. She was one of those who had the talent. Madeline took on acting work and did it effortlessly. She had a unique style that many superstars struggle to match. She became inseparable from her role in Young Frankenstein after its release, and it earned her many other film opportunities. Although her character played in Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles was her most famous work, it wasn't all she did. She also featured in movies like Paper Moon, City Heat, Clue, and History of the World. Another notable work that fans enjoyed was her role as Eunice in What's Up, Doc? Yellowbeard was also one of her most significant roles. Many couldn't get over her undeniable beauty. She wasn't just beautiful, she was hilarious. These qualities had her audience glued to their screens whenever she was on. It was evident that she was created for show business. She starred in several memorable films that people around the world love. When a movie she starred in was up, she could sense the anticipation from her fans. Her loved ones confessed she was a really nice person. When people saw her, they couldn't tell her personality apart from the on-screen character she played. Many said she behaved just like she did in movies. She was beautiful inside and out. Madeline's beauty was exceeded only by her talent. What's not to love about this cinematic icon? She had flawless comic timing and was sleek with her response. Many felt Madeline's roles weren't scripted because of how naturally they flowed. Her voice was also one of the most charming things about her. She had a stunning operatic voice. Fans and critics who watched her movies said there was something about her. She was unique and endearing. The mention of her name brought smiles to people's faces. Her personality was contagious and enchanting. Madeline was joyful. You could feel these emotions in her roles. Fans said her sense of humor made her look even more attractive. It's hard to find someone who didn't like the actress. She had a magnetic personality that made her loved by all. Even her critics weren't being fair in their judgment. 11:16 to 11:23. Madeline said most people thought she was always lying because she looked too good to be true. Despite the negativity she got from some people, it didn't stop her from being who she truly was. Madeline kept her essence. She was beautiful, resilient, and firm. Madeline Kahn was the woman who went into everyone's good book. If you say she was perfect, we wouldn't debate that. She was too attractive and too good for today's world. All around, she was an incredible woman. In 1974, she received a Tony Award nomination for her play in Boom Boom Boom. She also got a nomination for her role in the musical On the 20th Century. More recognition came this way. She was honored with a Daytime Award for her 1987 role in Oh Madeline. 2 years later, she received her third Tony Award nomination for the play Yesterday. In 1993, she won a Tony Award for Best Actress in a play for the comedy The Sisters Rosenzweig. She was one of the famous actresses, getting the life she had always wanted. However, she had to face the other side of life, and even had scuffles with other actors. One of them was Lucille Ball. What happened to make Madeline fall out with Lucille? Wasn't she comfortable with the role she was given? Was there a bridge in the contract? You'll get the full story if you keep watching. A tragic end. From the sidelines, it seemed like Madeline had a flawless life, but it was far from the truth. She went through challenging moments in her childhood that forced her to take a stand and pushed her to strive for what she truly wanted. She worked with the same director and co-star Gene Wilder, and that got people talking about a possible relationship between them. The rumor made headlines in tabloids and gossip blogs. Most of it was born out of the ideas the fans had of the on-screen couple. However harmless their speculation was, it caused problems for Madeline and Gene, who were involved with other people. Gene Wilder released a statement refuting an affair with the actress to calm the tension and clear the air. He emphasized that he only had a professional relationship with Madeline. Their working relationship was based on admiration and mutual respect. It took a while for the noise to quiet down, but it eventually did. However, it damaged Gene and Madeline's good on-screen partnership, as they had to pause taking on more roles together. Although people forgot about the rumors, the co-stars never took on other roles together. This was one of the several battles she faced in her blooming career. She had also had a fallout with Lucille Ball. Her refusal to embrace Lucille's forward vision slowed down her career. People couldn't understand how such a good actress was shunned by one of the famous producers. Many critics speculated that Madeline had lost her touch or stepped on the toes of some influential people. They didn't believe the excuse for her not being given the role. Lucille Ball took Madeline off the cast of her movie Mame over artistic differences. Fans believed Lucille felt upstaged by the Frankenstein actress, as she had a better voice and stage presence. They said she couldn't stand to work with Madeline, knowing she was a better actress. This rejection was a major crossroads in her career. It threatened all the work she had put in over the years. She went from being hopeful about hitting the big screen to being scared of losing her years of service to the entertainment industry. After a moment of sadness, Madeline chose to pick herself up and move ahead. She decided not to hold on to the labels placed on her by critics who didn't understand the situation. It was a hard place to step out of, but she did it. She was brilliant and never stopped fighting to get her comedic vision presented. She dedicated herself to the roles she got from Mel Brooks, and it became the very thing that saved her career. She finally got out of the wrong labels many placed on her and proved she was still in the show business because of her talent and skills. She was confident in her abilities despite standing before other great superstars. She never felt less of herself or below the standard. Madeline knew she was a star and deserved to be seen. She knew how to stand up for the right course. 3:34 to 3:42. She was always part of the women's liberation movement. While in college, she had always wanted to be part of movements that stood up for women, but she never quite fit in. This didn't stop her from giving her little contribution to humanity. Although she spent her time entertaining others and putting up a strong on-stage performance, she faced many battles that stole her smile when she was behind closed doors. Even the toughest crack is exposed when the pressure gets intense. Madeline couldn't take it anymore, leading to terrible circumstances that sadly made it too late for redemption. Was it the reason for her sudden demise? Keep watching to find out. Unfortunately, she passed away on the 3rd of December, 1999. The actress passed on after a battle with cancer. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer a year before her demise. With a strong will to fight and continue her vibrant life, she underwent treatments and also took a step toward finding love. In 1999, she married John Hansbury. Although she received treatment, she was scared of what the future would be with her husband. Sadly, her treatment didn't go as expected as the disease spread rapidly, leading to her demise at 57. She was buried 3 days after her demise on the 6th of December. Her final resting place was Garden State Crematory in North Bergen, New Jersey. Her husband, John, and her brother, Jeffrey, found a way to honor her memory and keep her name in history. A bench was erected in Central Park and dedicated to her. At the time of Madeline's passing, she had a net worth of over $2 million. Her demise saddened many. All her fans were surprised at the shocking news. It was hard to grasp that the vibrant actress was no more. She left shoes too big to fill. Her sharp-witted comebacks, radiating smile, and talent make her irreplaceable. Her sense of humor had people rolling off their seats in uncontrollable laughter. It was the Madeline effect, and it transcended the movie screen. That was who she was in reality. She always found a way to put a smile on the faces of her loved ones. Her peaceful demeanor made her accommodating. It was difficult not to love Madeline Kahn. She was the star girl and understood her role each time she took to the stage. It was natural for her to get into her element. She always had steady work throughout her acting career. Madeline continued to work until her last moments. Her several movie timelines showed the actress was on a work spree with no breaks. She gave her life to the craft and was passionate about her job. For Madeline, it was beyond fame and gain. She brought excellence into everything she ventured, and acting was one of the things Madeline tried her hand at. In reality, she was not as forward-speaking as her movie characters. However, she was funny even when shy. How ironic. Despite her demise, she will always be an icon. Her achievements remain an unimaginable feat for many. She was a woman of wit and talent. It was impossible to take her out of what she enjoyed doing. Her character's portrayal was spot on. She was a fabulous comedian and one of the top character actors. It's why Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles were everyone's favorites. She might be gone, but her work remains potent. Every time our screen turns on with Madeline displaying exceptional acting, we'll hear her contribution to the industry and how she has affected lives by showcasing her talent. To date, many show appreciation for her unwavering dedication to her craft. They honor her legacy decades after her exit. Although many quickly pick which of her work stood out, others find it hard to choose, as Madeline had many great roles. She was perfect for all the roles she took. Whatever movie of hers they chose, they knew they were in for a hysterical ride. She was a national treasure. It was tragic that she passed at 57, at a moment when she was meant to relax and reflect on how amazing her life had been. Although we doubt the icon could have taken a break from work, having her with us would have been nice. Her loved ones greatly miss her, and so do her fans. Many remember her for her soprano voice, her almost over-the-top yet credited character impersonations. She was not just funny when she acted, Madeline was professional and knew how to keep the balance. All her movie appearances are a testament to her outstanding work. She not only made people laugh, but she also made them feel deeply and understand the message behind every scene. It's why her fans love her to this day. She had an interesting life and a long, productive career. She was one of the funniest and most talented performers of her generation. Many of her fans say she has been able to top her sense of humor. They felt she was lost, as they believed she had passed away before her time. It's hard to believe she has been gone for so long. The Young Frankenstein movie icon was extremely thrilling to watch, and nothing could beat spending time with her, entertaining you. Madeline Kahn was a gem, and her work continues to speak for her decades after her demise. She is an inspiration to this generation and the next. So, what do you think about Madeline Kahn? Do you think she received the honor she deserved while alive, or would there have been more? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.